Hi, everybody. Happy Saturday morning. Welcome if you are here on the Saturday morning, joining us and not watching it later. Also, welcome if you're watching it later, although it won't be as interesting since this is a reveal show, which we've not done in a while. But we do want to remind you, either way, if you are new here to the Hobby Collab, to give us a like and a subscribe. It helps us grow the channel. Just subscribing and liking costs you nothing. Please consider doing that for us. I'm joined, of course, today, not just me here today. I'm joined by our dear friend, Saray. Saray, how's it going?
Hello, everyone. Happy Warhammer Day.
Yeah. So, Saray, we have a number of games on the docket today that we are covering stuff for. I did put a poll up in chat. Real quick, Saray, did you get to see my chat?
Yeah.
Poll? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what are we most excited about? Now, we're going to go through what we want to talk about today is in the lead up to today's show, before we join the live reveal, which we will do, of course. What we want to talk about today is we'll keep an eye on them and see when they're starting. This is actually not theirs. I should go here. Okay. What we want to keep an eye out for today is releases from what we have AOS. What else is there today?
It's AOS, 40K, Legion Imperialis, Underworlds. I don't think there's anything for Heresy. I think and Kill Team is the last one. So a lot of the smaller games, skirmish games, and the two main Warhammer games.
This article is not the preview article.
Hey, how you guys liking this new Warhammer community site?
So, I actually have a question about it, which is there's no search feature.
My question is, when's it going to start working?
That's the question. The question is My question is there's no search feature. Wait, where is the article about the reveals today?
I think it's at the top. It says start a search right there. Top left.
Oh, okay. It's just no bar.
Hey, listen. Don't count on it working.
Okay, here we go.
Thanks. Thank you, Soups, for the gifted memberships. Appreciate it.
Warhammer Day 21. Thank you. That's helpful. All right, never mind. Okay. Yeah, I thought that this was the release article.
No, they've expunged all records. It's not happening. They canceled Warhammer. Warhammer Day's canceled.
It looks like it. Okay, I do want to ask you this, though, right out of the gate. Let's start off strong. Listen, we love GW. Every now and then, something comes out, Saray.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, we said we want to talk about this. Let's just get it over with. Every now and then, something comes out that we feel like we need to talk about that Games Workshop makes. Now, what I brought up is that is this the worst product GW has ever created? And the alternative, Saray, was something you had never even heard of. I don't have it queued up here. I want everybody to look it up on their own. You're going to look up Games Workshop Spray Flamer. And what you're going to find is sort of this aerosol airbrush that basically, for lack of a better word, it is a fake airbrush that Games Workshop released back in the 2000s. Up until now, friends in chat, correct me if I'm wrong, I think that had the reputation of being the worst item Games Workshop has ever created.
Yeah, can you show what we're talking about first?
Let's show.
There's got to. Dear God.
Let's show what it's up against, though. Okay, this is the Servo Skull Flamer. Saray,
palette, not flamer.
Flamer, sorry, palette. I'm thinking about the flamer still. I think the flamer is worse, but talk to me about this, Saray. Right out of the gate.
I don't know what to say. I mean, it's a palette. It's technically functional. I guess. It's kind of a baffling decision. Um, I I thought it was a joke. When I first did it, I thought it was an April Fool's Day joke. Um, so
Let me pull it back up here. Sorry about that, folks. Just wanted to make sure we had the right article. Thank you, by the way, Soups, for pulling that up for us. He's an
yes, thank
amazing
you.
mod and an amazing supporter. And sorry, you already thanked him for his support, but thank you again, Soups, for the support. Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess I thought it was a joke too, if I'm honest. People, yeah, Tagged says he also thought it was a joke. Okay, so first of all, a couple things about this thing. Um, I I use a wet palette. Saray, you mostly use a wet palette, right?
yeah.
Um, Now, do these types of just straight silicone palettes with no wet component to them, can I ask? And I do use a little metal one that I
Yeah.
think would fulfill the same purpose often. But like GW has never made a wet palette, right?
As far as I know, no.
No. Okay. So this is what they're. This is literally what is it? It doesn't look bendable. Saul is saying. By the way, thank you, Saul. He says, "I'll just keep using the silicone fidget toy I got from the dollar store as my dry palette." This is what I've heard people use. It's like a rubber. It's bendy, right? Is this thing bendy?
Yeah,
It doesn't look bendy.
I have no idea. Um, so it just seems like such an inefficient design. Like you're kind of keeping weird, different amounts of paint in a dry palette. Like honestly, like this has no advantage over a regular palette. There's no advantage.
Well, it has all the
It,
different wells.
you can get a regular palette with like 18 wells, or not 18 wells, like 12 wells. It doesn't make it just. I
Yeah, I don't. I. You know what? Okay, can I be honest with you? What I wish
Yeah.
GW would do with stuff like this is I wish, and to their credit, they've done stuff like this a little bit in the past. For example, I don't know, like weirdly, I have a Tau USB key that I got when I ordered, did a Tau pre-order for what's it called? I did a Tau pre-order for just the terrain piece that they had, the Tide Wall.
mm,
And when I did my Tau pre-order, it they gave me this little USB key, right?
right.
So what I don't understand is why they don't do stuff like that with this. Like they should just send 10 or 20 or however many to each store and be like, give these out, right? Like
Yeah.
these can't. This cannot have been expensive to make, and I don't know where these are being made. If these are being made in China, these are pennies to make.
Yeah.
If they're being made in the UK, good for GW, first of all. But they make a lot of their stuff in the UK. There's stuff that counts. This is the type of thing. If this is being made in China, please just send these to GW stores. Send these to big local game stores, big distributors, and just say, hey, give these out, right? Like they're cool. It's just
Yeah, I seen someone in chat saying, these are great if you're pinning with your kids. I could see them handing these out to they have that school program, right?
yes, yeah.
If they were to just give these away to those school programs, I think it'd be kind of interesting. But the prospect of buying this I just don't know why you would do it. It's not a good paint palette.
Anyway, all right, poor GW. Oh, it does say made from flexible silicone. So maybe it is bendy. Anyway, all right, GW, we're sorry. We wanted to get our ribbing in early. I'm sure the release is going to be great, but this product just is confusing to many of us. And the thing is, unfortunately, we're not expecting this thing to come out and be like $4.99
No.
You know what I mean?
Here's a $20 piece of
Be,
silicone.
it's gonna be so expensive. Okay, thanks to Soups for getting me the preview link. Crazy about how hard it is to get this. Let's go through what we are wanting to see. So Saray and I, we like to do this thing here where we talk about what we want to see and what we think we're going to see from each of these games.
Yeah. Everyone in chat, say what you want to see, what you think you'll see. Those are usually two different things.
Two different things. Now, can I just say this real quick before we start, Saray? Let's start. Okay. Here's what I want to say, and I'm going to ask this in chat. Tell me, chat, if I'm over the line. Can I ask? Does anybody want Saray and I? We're going to move on to something else first. Does anybody want Saray and I to talk about Legion Imperialis? I did put them in the poll. I would say a few things. We are a hobby channel, and we play AOS games here on Hobby Collab. So if you're an AOS fan, you're in the right place. That's kind of our bread and butter here. That's what we do well. We have a Blood Bowl season going, which, by the way, tomorrow 2 p.m. is our second game for the Blood Bowl season. Please be there if you like Blood Bowl. But some of these games we don't cover, but we do love. And some of these games are so brutally far removed from Saray and I that we've never even played them. Legion Imperialis is one of them. I've never played it.
It's the bottom two.
It's the bottom. Yeah, but Underworlds, at least I touch Underworlds miniatures. Here's an Underworlds miniature right now that we're getting ready to paint.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
actually, I have one right here. So
yeah, Underworlds is great. Like Underworlds is one a cooler Hag Queen than the one that's like from 2008. Here she is, right? It's like, it's amazing. So, okay. Legion Imperialis, here's what I think we'll get. I'll start us off, Saray. Ready? Here's what I think we'll get. I think we'll get a thing that looks like all the other things.
Yeah.
I
can say that.
What I want is the introduction of Orc or Tau. No, not Tau. Tau would be wild because they weren't even found. Orc or
time traveling Tau.
Orc, yeah, that would be amazing. I want the introduction of Orc or a Suryani stuff into the game, and that's not going to happen, folks.
No,
it's not going to happen. So, what about you, Saray? What do you think we'll get, and what do you want to get?
Well, okay, so they recently showed off the new Mechanicum stuff. So I don't think we'll see that unless they're going to expand on that box, maybe go a little more in depth. That's probably what we'll see. I would like to see like a large expansion of the Imperialis Air Forces. Like I want an Air Force box, and I want air units to work well. Because Legion Imperialis seems like maybe the only game where they would actually work all right.
They have they have like valid targets, right?
Yeah, exactly. Planes never really worked in 40K. They never really do. So maybe this is their time to shine. Yeah, oh, sorry. We also missed a super chat from Super Edie earlier. New Malal faction. Let's go. That would be a surprise.
What is Malal faction?
Malal is the 5th Chaos. Well, I guess he would be the 6th now.
Oh, right. All the other Chaos gods like hate him, right?
Yeah, he's like the anti-Chaos god. He's mostly for 40K.
I thought so too.
I know there's Malal and Malice. He has like different names in the setting. I forget which is which. But
I don't feel like I've ever heard I hear much about him in Sigmar. Yeah.
I don't think that you're ever going to talk about him in Sigmar, because they weren't sure where the IP rights were, so they stopped talking about it.
Bear says Malal is AOS and Malice is 40K.
Okay, thank you.
We're just gonna take his word for it blindly on the internet.
Yeah, I trust Bear.
Yeah. So okay. Yeah, Legion Imperialis is I don't know. Maybe one day I'll get into it. It does seem like it's doing some good things, and people who play it say they enjoy the rule set. which is good to hear, actually, because, and it must be good because it has stayed around for a while. For me, I'm a little bitter towards it because it absorbed my Aeronautica, which
Yeah.
is I thought was a little bit of a bummer. Um, I but that's okay. I could still play Aeronautica as is, and in some ways, as I've mentioned before, Aeronautica kind of ended as the perfect game. I
Yeah.
sort of just, it's almost like it's good that they're not touching it anymore. Um, let's talk about Underworlds. Saray, for me, I think of Underworlds
Really good.
as this game that just gives me really cool models to use as replacements for my generic heroes in Sigmar. But what am I getting wrong about Underworlds? Someone in chat tell me, what are Saray and I missing out on Underworlds?
So I've actually played Underworlds.
Yeah, tell me about
Um,
it.
it's it's fine. It's definitely more in the board game. There's a spectrum between board game and tabletop game,
Yeah,
tabletop board game. This is definitely like firmly on the board game side. If
yeah,
you've ever played Cursed City, it has a lot of elements from Cursed City, and that there's like bespoke dice. There's like you have a unit card where once you've accomplished a certain set of tasks, you flip the card over and you get an empowered version of your character.
okay. I've seen the
Um,
cards, so I've seen that.
yeah, I mean, it's I don't know. I've only played it a couple of times. I didn't love it, to be honest. But I could see a world in which it would be kind of fun, like very small, very quick games.
Yeah, well,
But again,
so
I'm just
sorry. Please go ahead, please.
yeah, as a game, it's kind of whatever. The models are super cool.
The models are cool. I mean, they sell it at Barnes and Nobles. Like they sell it at
Yeah,
Target. You can go to like a normal non-nerd game store and buy
Mm.
Underworld. So
Yeah,
I think that's part of its appeal, or
appeal.
part of why it's doing well or continues to exist. Um, real quick, I want to come back to what who was that I just clicked away from?
Willard Ward.
No, Puddle
Oh,
asks. But yeah, Willard Ward says, how long will Underworlds last? Is Warcry gone? I don't think Warcry's gone, but I don't know. And I don't know. Like, I don't, I really have no sense of how these games do, but Underworlds has been around forever at this point.
yeah.
Not forever, but a really, like, a pretty decent long time. Um, yeah,
I mean, you're talking about Underworlds, like for models. I suspect Warcry is actually probably the main game that's doing that. People buy models for it but don't play the game.
yeah,
I see Warcry models all over the place. Um, I
yeah.
am I am I am curious what's up with it because they didn't show it in the last preview, the last preview show they had, um, and I thought we would see it today. That's a little. I wouldn't quite say I think the game is canceled yet, but it is a little weird. We haven't seen anything for it. I suspect the next time we do actually see it, whenever that is, it'll probably be a new edition. Um,
That's my guess.
and
Yeah.
I'm.
If
But
you
until then, I don't know what's up with it.
if you think about it, it's real quick, Willard. It's hard to imagine it being well. That's not true. It's actually very easy to imagine it being canceled. But if you look at what it's produced in the past year, literally last night I just bought off online a box of. I didn't realize they actually sell like all the Lizardmen terrain from Warcry in one single box. Um, it has produced most of AOS's most awesome terrain. We have not really been sold an AOS piece of terrain that says this is for AOS, and on the front of the box says AOS, right? What we get is Warcry terrain that is set for Age of Sigmar. Likewise, if you think about the units, people currently are using the River Elves, the River Lumineth in lists right now. Pyregeist for Nighthaunt are pretty okay. People use them, kind of. You've got what else? Oh, Quester Soulsworn. We just painted up Quester Soulsworn.
Yeah.
So some of the units that are coming out of the Beast Flayers for Flesh Eater Court, some of the units that are coming out of this are like being designed to be very good in Age of Sigmar almost, right? So I sort of feel like it's not going anywhere.
No. I don't think it's going anywhere. I'm just surprised we're not seeing it. But we're also not seeing Heresy today. We're also not seeing Old World today. So
Yeah, I'm a little surprised about Old World actually.
Yeah, me too. A little quiet. A little too quiet for my liking.
Puddle asks if we'll see any Flesh Eater Court stuff today. I really have no idea. Let's talk about that when we get to Sigmar, which we'll save for last, of course. So
yeah,
let's talk about Kill Team now.
Exciting time for Kill Team.
Kill Team's doing stuff. A new edition has come out. Circles. The days of circles, triangles, and squares are gone. Games Workshop has decided to use numbers.
Measurements. Yeah. Genius. They're truly forward thinking.
What are we thinking?
I think this is actually where we can go the most wild. If I'm being honest. I think you
so
said
too.
You said Hrud Kill Team.
Uh-huh.
Unlikely. I'm not, but with the stuff they've been putting out, I could see it.
Yeah.
Something that maybe not Hrud actually, but something that crazy. We finally seen Vespid. I could see. Dude, this is like the big opportunity for them to just create all those weird Tau races.
Sure.
That like you hear about, but we never see them.
Yeah.
I want to see Lizardmen Kill Team.
Locatl. Locatl, yeah.
I want to see that. I want to see, I don't know. You could get there's so many. Oh my gosh, what are the dinosaur Eldar called?
Exodites.
Exodites would be cool. Now that they have flying stuff, you could do like pterodactyl.
Yeah.
Elves. That'd be weird. I don't know. I feel like I hope that they take this as an opportunity to like really push out and do weird stuff for Kill Team.
Yeah, and we've seen them do really cool stuff even within the Imperium, right? Like, what was the Imperial Navy? So cool. The Breachers, Navy Breachers are like amazing. That made me want to start. I've wanted to make a when I was playing 40K, one of my armies I really wanted to make at some point was a guard army that was the Imperial Navy, and get some Thunderbolts, get some Lightnings, and then probably never use them. But use the ground forces, right? Like, and the lore be this is the Imperial Navy, but this is the armed part of it that protects the pilot, blah blah blah, and the
expeditionary forces of the Navy.
Exactly, and the Breachers are so cool. So, what do we think we're gonna see? We know for sure we see. Let's talk about what faction hasn't shown up in Kill Team in a little while, Xenos wise, and first, right? So. We have not seen a Drukhari faction.
No, we did. I'm pretty sure there was.
We've seen Corsairs. Corsairs kicked off this Kill Team has been doing this release where it's like 2 units, right? And they're both like these wild ideas. And Corsairs,
wasn't it Night Lords versus Dark Elves recently? Dark Elves, Drukhari. I'm pretty sure there was a Drukhari Night Lords one. Am I wrong?
Oh, Mandrakes?
Chad, am I wrong?
Oh, yeah. Maybe I'm wrong. No, maybe I'm wrong. Was it Mandrakes?
Yeah. It was Mandrakes.
Okay. So never mind. Wrong. Have we seen orcs? Have we seen an orc?
Yeah, they were the ones that kicked off the edition. So that was the Orc Commando team, which was super cool.
Oh, right. So we've kind of got all the aliens.
That's what I'm saying. They have a chance to go wild with Tau. Yeah. There's Votan, which are not. Oh, they did a Votan box.
They did a Votan one. Yeah.
They're kind of hitting all the main Tyranids Kill Team.
And have they done Gene Stealer cults?
Have they done Gene Stealer cults? I feel like they did, but they got kind of like the not super special version. It was like I think there was I don't know, was there a GSC box? No, there wasn't a GSC box.
Bear says no, and we trust Bear.
Releases today. Wait, what?
Saul says it's out. Guys, you heard it.
Oh, yeah.
So Bear says yes. Bear says yes. All right, so
Bear is the arbiter of truth. Whatever Bear says is I'm trusted because I don't actually know.
Then his name is all caps. You gotta. He's confident. There was a Gene Stealer cult.
So what I thought it was a GSC in a box, but it was just like regular GSC with maybe like some upgrade parts. It wasn't like a weird bespoke thing, right? So like when Sisters of Battle came out, it was like novitiates, which was like a whole new thing that was like not explored in the main game until then. Is that what they did with GSC, or was it just a GSC box with some upgraded, some?
Saul says it's guard with an upgrade sprue.
Yeah, okay. So I would like to see a bespoke, special, new models that are not just old models.
My guess, and here's why I don't want to see that. My guess is that Gene Stealer called for. As somebody who plays Age of Sigmar, I do like when my war cry serves my Sigmar. And I think 40K players should have that as well. And I don't always have a sense of how Games Workshop feels about that. Like, when they release, Vespid can just be used in Vespid. That's easy in the Tau book as Vespid. Some of these other ones, they end up getting, like the Kroot Farstalker team was super cool. And when it got imported with rules into 40K, the rules were garbage. So I feel like Gene Stealer Cult players and 40K players, that's probably not that exciting to them, is my guess. Here's a new Gene Stealer Cult unit for Kill Team, and now here it is. And my guess is it's going to... I mean, they could be cool, but I just feel like they haven't shown that they do a great job on that yet. I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, there was a moment where I think it was one of the Arbides teams, the Cops, were like quite good in 40K, but they were like maybe too good.
Okay.
But the rest of the stuff was pretty mediocre. So like they need to find that right balance. And I think you're right. AOS is kind of the right place to look. Except don't look at all the Chaos War bands that they just got rid of.
That just are gone now.
Yeah, they're all just... Don't do that. But in terms of the other stuff, they're pretty well balanced. Like the Savagers, Darkoath Savagers is a great example of a unit that just fits right in from Warcry. So
yeah, I'm gonna give the Twitch page a quick refresh here, because
we still got 20-something minutes.
We still got 20 minutes. But I don't... This isn't it, huh? This is Space Marine 2. Starting.
Well, they're offline, so when they come online,
they'll put it on. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think there's an opportunity for lots of neat... hey, you know what they should make for Kill Team? A Death Watch Kill Team.
Oh my God.
that
that is sort of kind of what it's supposed to be. That is sort of what Death Watch is supposed to be. Okay, so what I want to see is a Hrud kill team. I'm not joking. Yeah, I want to see some bizarre alien. Hrud are not allied with the Tau Empire, but I wouldn't mind seeing some kind of kill team. There's also, if anybody's ever played the role playing game for 40K, what's it called? Is it just Rogue Trader or something? I know Rogue Trader is the original, first edition of Warhammer, but. Of 40K, but I can't remember what the game is called. That's the role playing game that's been out for like a couple decades or a decade.
I think it's called just 40K RPG.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
In it, there's a really terrifying.
Glory, probably the one you're thinking.
Rogue Trader by Fantasy Flight, maybe, I don't know.
Okay, I guess there's a bunch.
In it, there is a absolutely terrifying race of aliens that. Have not really made it into any other 40K lore, and I forget what they're called, but it's like starts with an R. It's like Wrathgul or something like that. It's like 2 words, and they look like these horrifying centaurs. Basically, they're all
Were they not originally Skaven? I think they were originally Skaven, and then they changed them.
They don't look anything like Skaven. So, but maybe these things are like horrifying centaurs. And, like, there's a few different versions of them, and a lot of them have, like, guns and chain swords and knives and, like, axes on their arms. I think they have 2 sets of arms each, like a long torso, like a really creepy head face, and then they're, like, a centaur. Anyway, that could be cool. There's all kinds of stuff they could do. I want
to read through checks. People are saying what their ideas were, so I want to see what people are thinking.
Yeah.
Hunters of
what do I think we'll see? And by the way, what kind of what kind of Imperial force would I want to see, or
Dude.
chaos?
So they actually had a Rogue Trader team already. I forget what they were called, but they were super cool. The not the Solar Oxala, but oh man, they were super cool. The Rogue Trader team was awesome. I hope they do more stuff like that.
Not the Breachers, not the Navy Breacher guys.
Oh no, this is different. Has there been a Mechanicus kill team?
Maybe not actually. That would be cool.
Yeah, that'd be a cool opportunity to go for like super bespoke, specialized units. Like this is a guy who's just built for a kill team. He's the perfect. I almost said organism, but mechanism for. We need more of those guys with the extendo legs, so that they can hop up onto new pieces of terrain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Star Striders, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, well, Kill Team, I honestly, it's probably what I'm second most excited. Well, I guess kind of Underworlds, just to see what they come up with, what I could use the models for. But Kill Team, I'm excited for because they have been kind of knocking out of the park with some really cool concepts. And I'd like to see what else they come up with, if I'm honest. Let's talk about the two big guys in the room before we get in here. So, Warhammer 40,000. I admit, it's how I started playing all this stuff forever ago, but I haven't been playing much recently. We've really been devoting our time to AOS. I keep up with it somewhat. What are we expecting? What's supposed to be coming out?
So I think we're going to see, or we're hoping to see, according to the roadmap, is which we know that they don't know how to keep to. If you've been following the Heresy melee weapons, you know that they can't keep to their roadmaps.
Well, the roadmap was also insane. It was pure insanity. It was
so
looked like a New York subway system map.
Oh my, yeah, the new roadmaps are kind of all over the place. We're supposed to be getting Imperial Guard Codex next.
Okay.
And when they showed the picture, they showed Death Corps of Krieg. So I'm guessing we're going to see some Death Corps of Krieg models. Whether we see them today, I don't know.
Okay.
But the if we are going to see anything, I'm guessing it's going to be that. I don't know if they're doing. I know they do the seasons in the same. They're not called seasons, but the new matched play update I could see also coming out.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if it's time yet. I think it is close though. Emperor's Children are rumored. They've been talking about Emperor's Children rumors since the end of 8th edition.
Soup Spring. Yeah. So I know everybody wants it. Everybody wants it, but it's.
I would love.
It's incoming for sure in the near future. 100%. Listen, when I first started playing in the Bay Area and got a group and a club, and I was bringing my Vespid a lot, I would always say, I can't wait for new Vespid. And everybody would be like, that's never going to happen. I'd be like, of course it's going to happen. And people would be like, no, why? And I'd be like, why not? What are they going to do? They release hundreds of models a year. Of course they're going to make new Vespid. And lo and behold, new Vespid. So of course Emperor's Children are coming right around the corner.
It's just that the timeline is we have no idea. I mean, look, if we were talking about what we want to see. I want to see Emperor's Children. If we seen that today, that would be awesome.
You want to see Emperor's Children?
Yes, I want to see Emperor's Children. That's my wish. Even if it's just a tease, that's what I want to see. Do I think we'll see it? Probably not. Okay. I feel like who pointed it out? Willard Ward pointing out. Basically, I have the same sentiment. If they're going to show Emperor's Children, it's going to be end of edition to start of new edition thing, right? It's going to be a big box set to start off an edition the same way that they did with the Tyranids this time. So I don't think we'll see anything.
Or Death Guard, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And it should be. Like honestly, that'd be amazing, right? You put them up against who's the arch enemy? Stupid Imperial
Ultramarines. No, Ultramarines.
Oh, okay, fine. Yeah, Ultramarines. But yeah, that'd be a great box.
It's always Ultramarines.
And we haven't had a Chaos box for 2 boxes, right? We had Tyranids. Before that, we had Necrons. Before that, we had Death Guard. So we're due for a Chaos box. And well, yeah, of course. Like, probably that's not what people want to hear, because that's at least a couple years down the road. Maybe at least 18 months. But, like, of course that's what we should get. I mean, if you're an Emperor's Children fan, that is actually what you should be holding out for. You should be holding out for them. You want the box.
You want the big box. You want the big box.
You want the big box. Okay, so we want Emperor's Children. We think we're getting Krieg. And I think people are probably happy about Krieg, too.
All right, I'm going to put... Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's right. Tactilson says. I forgot. It's Iron Hands. And quite frankly, theming the box Iron Hands would be cool because, one, I bet you could get some cool new Primaris... You've got to have an excuse to make new Primaris Marines. Yeah. And you kind of, even though they've stepped away from, oh, this is my Iron Hands Space Marines, and this, they still want to theme it after it, right? So I think you want to have the box look like Iron Hands versus Emperor's Children. That'd be cool.
No, that's what it should be.
But it will be Ultramarines.
But it will be Ultramarines.
Okay, I see. Yeah, I think you're probably right. But yeah, this would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple of people point it out. Demons. There's
Soups
apparently
been demons. Yeah.
So apparently there's a rumor about demons. I haven't heard these rumors. Looks like someone's saying they're faction locked. Could be. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I know that maybe that sounds kind of lame. That's really lame if you have a mixed demon force. Like, that's, like, just to be blunt, that's lame if you have a mixed demon force. But if you look at the way AOS does demons, I think 40K could really benefit from a mixed mortals and demons view of looking at the way you use those chaos armies.
Yeah. Demons as, like, here's my horde of chaos demons from Tzeentch, from Nurgle, from all the gods. It's I don't know what it is, but it's starting to feel old to me. It's starting to feel like not how these things should be played. When I show up at a tabletop and I see the motley assortment of different demons from all the gods, it makes me feel like I'm in the 90s. And maybe that's okay. Like, I'm expecting goblin green bases on these things. I want to see, like you're saying, AOS has kind of redefined how I want to see them. I want to see Thousand Suns, saying, pointing and being like, Screamers of Tzeentch, go over there, right? I want to see Death Guard with Nurglings.
I mean, I think it's I think it'd probably be a little. I don't think they'll do that. I think they'll keep Death Guard. I think they'll keep the Space Marine separate. But I would like to see an expansion of
cultists.
Cults, exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
Like cults of Nurgle, mortal cultists of Nurgle.
Well, I mean, they really can go up and down. So, look at Khorne. Khorne essentially has, in Blades of Khorne in AOS, you've got the demons, you've got blood. What are they called? The kind of normal human guys.
The Blood Reavers.
Blood Reavers, and then you've got
and Blood Warriors too.
And then you've got the big armored, basically chaos warrior guy, right?
Yeah.
Also, just without sleeves. So you have all. Same with Nurgle. You've got Putrid Blood Kings, which are basically Chaos Marines, right? Like that's. So I think you can do it. I think you can say, here are my Nurgle cultists, here are my Nurgle demons, and here are my Death Guard. But maybe they do want to keep it separate. It doesn't really matter much to me, even if I did play 40K. But I would like to at least see some ways to use them together, maybe.
Yeah. You want to bring up Soup's comment, and then once we talk about that, we can move on to the big one, AOS. If they were to faction lock demons, word bearers get complicated. I think that's probably what word bearers' thing would be, is that they would be the non-faction locked, right? They'd probably be the one that could take everything, and with some caveats, I'm sure.
Oh, I see. Because
that's right. That's kind of their thing. So.
Right, because I'm trying to think of the other unaligned chaos, and they're not really demon heavy people, right? Like Black Legion's
No.
not really known for demon interaction. Alpha Legion
Yeah.
certainly not, right?
Yeah. Iron Warriors aren't. Night
No.
Lords aren't.
No.
There's some interesting play and demon engines for Iron Warriors.
Iron Warriors, cool. Yeah, absolutely. But demon engines are different than Chaos Demons, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Age of Sigmar.
The big boy for us, at least.
For us, what are we getting? We've had our Stormcast stuff revealed to us, and it doesn't look like Stormcast are getting a whole lot new than from what came out of the box. I don't think they're getting quite as much stuff as Skaven did, even, which is probably okay because there's a lot of Stormcast models already.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry, Elijah pointing out Vastor. Yes, I totally forgot about that guy.
Vastor,
the seventh Chaos God.
Yeah.
That turns out we have more Chaos Gods than we realized.
What are we expecting?
Okay.
Earlier, Puddle asked, "Are we gonna see Flesh Eater Courts?" I don't think so.
No.
The roadmap seems to indicate that Slaves of Darkness are next, right?
Yep. So that's what I'm expecting.
And then they were like, they said something about, I think, 2 Death Factions.
I mean, so yeah, I guess it could be Flesh Eaters. Flesh Eater Courts.
I think they said something about 2 Death Factions. This is where they brought up like Warcry ? Right? We don't have the Warcry.
We don't actually know.
Warcry? Yeah. I wish we could pull up the. I wish I could find the.
I had it's in the. I brought it into the chat.
Into our.
I threw it in our secret messages.
Oh, I better not open that.
Yeah, if you touch it, it'll break.
Is it
says,
yeah.
So it says Slaves to Darkness. Slaves to Darkness is next. It said army boxes for Spearhead. Death, more to be announced is all it says. It doesn't say double factions or anything. Okay, so then they also say Spearhead Destruction. It's obviously Ironjaws. Is what they're hinting at. Which I thought we might actually see today. I figured we would see the Ironjaws Spearhead, and the Gloomspite gets Spearhead. I guess they don't have one. I thought they did, but I know the Ironjaws don't. Which is wild to think that they would start an edition without that.
Without Spearhead, no Ironjaw Spearhead, you mean?
Yeah, which is a little weird.
Still weird. I know. Yeah. What are you thinking we're gonna see?
I hope we'll see it because I'm starting Ironjaws.
Yay!
There's a pig.
Yay!
I'm just starting them, so I hope to see that soon.
Starting Ironjaws, and we had a little tech difficulty of all things with photos for some reason here today, right before the stream. We didn't give ourselves enough time, but we also, Saray will be on Monday's game, Age of Sigmar, premiering a new army, the KO. His KO are ready to hit the table against Flesh Eater Courts, by the way, against John and the Flesh Eater Courts. So we will finally get to see some KO on the channel and the army premiere of them. Exciting times. Yeah. Okay, so I'm guessing we're gonna see. I'm guessing we're gonna see Slaves to Darkness. But Slaves to Darkness.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I was just gonna say that Slaves of Darkness have had a lot of releases in the past couple years. This army's been redone. So, what do we want to see? I'll let you go first, Ray, because it's your army. What do you want to see?
Okay, I want to see a sorcerer on a mount. Yeah. I've probably said this every time we talk about Slaves of Darkness. A mounted sorcerer, whether it's on a horse, whether it's on a manticore. Also, we need to figure out if we're still doing manticores. Is Chaos still doing manticores or not?
Are we still doing manticores?
Because cities took them, and we're not doing anything about it. So, and then they released Abraxia. She's on this whole new thing, a Thanatorg, the Thanatorg. I don't know exactly. It's like a weird big lizard. Is that a replacement for manticores? Are we giving manticores to cities and we're getting something new? Where's Chaos Dragons? Why does Stormcast have dragons? Give us our dragons back.
Yeah, I also agree. Jolly Roger says he thinks Manticores are going to Old World. So here's what I want. Here's what I want for you. Here's what I want for you. Ready? One, I want a wizard on a horse. Now, I think that might come in the form of a Fell Rider, like a Darkoath wizard. I don't know if it'll be the Chaos Warrior keyword style, like the Sorcerer is, the current Chaos Sorcerer, right?
Yeah.
Maybe, though. I think if they put... GW will not be able to resist. If they make a Cavalry Sorcerer, GW will not be able to resist, and good for them, putting him on some kind of his own unique monster. Like, it won't be a Karadrak or a Kakadrak. Maybe it will be a Kakadrak, actually. Yeah. That would be cool. But it won't be
a weird combination of things, but I'm here for it.
It won't be a Kakadrak. It'll be some new Cavalry horse-sized monster that the Sorcerer rides. And then, other than that, I do want the Manticore back. I want a Manticore kit that you can put a Sorcerer on, that you can put a hero, a Chaos Lord on, or, hear me out, a Chosen as like basically a troop option, right? Like a not a troop option, but a non-hero. I want to try a triple build like the Stonehorn kit, right? I want to be able to put.
You want a Manticore squad?
Not a squad, but a single one that's not a hero, right? Like, yeah, of course. Why not? Like, you guys have no monsters. You have like. We have a
Braxia now.
Yeah,
she's our one monster. Yeah, I'm looking at this Iron Jaws list and Slaves to Darkness. Like, man, these pigs would be awesome. For Slaves to Darkness. Some like mounted single unit Manticore would be kind of interesting. Whether it's a sorcerer or not. Horserer. Horserer.
Yeah. Now I will say this. Other than Slaves of Darkness, well, let me ask you, Saray. Other than Slaves of Darkness, what do you want to see? What do you think we're going to see?
Other than Slaves of Darkness, like I said, I want to see the new spearheads. Mostly just because that's a purchasing thing, though. That's not really. Yeah. I mean, hey, look, where are Dark Elves? Show me Dark Elves. Or Umbraneth. Umbraneth are like Emperor's Children. Like, we're just going to keep hearing about it and never seeing them.
Same with Chaos Dwarves.
Yeah, Chaos, yeah.
That's what you really want. That's what you really want.
Chaos Dwarves are like 6th edition AOS.
No, wouldn't you want Umbraneth or Chaos Dwarves in a box set?
Yeah.
You want those?
Yeah. I don't care about Umbraneth. I'm not going to play Umbraneth, so I don't care if they get.
You don't care, but you want that released in a box set, and that's not going to happen because the next box set is going to be Ogres
and Stormcast.
Ogres versus Stormcast, and then after that, that'll be 2030. In 2030, Chaos Dwarves or Umbraneth. They haven't decided. They haven't decided yet.
I can't wait. Versus Stormcast. They're going to bring back the Sacrosanct Chamber.
6th edition Sacrosanct versus Chaos Dwarves.
Yay, finally.
5th edition, a new chamber versus Ogres.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be the equivalent of the Phobos chamber equivalent. There'll be a bunch of
stealthy. Well, they have that already. Yeah. That's Vanguard Raptors.
But they're gonna expand the whole thing. It looks like the stream's about to start, by the way.
Okay. We'll pull it up. Here we go. Where are we? And then we'll go to our better view here in a second in OBS. I have way too many windows open, guys. It's confusing. There we go.
Liberty, that does not. Chaos Dwarfs and Blood Bolt does not count.
Chaos Dwarfs and Blood Bolt, yeah, no. That's not even that's not even Sigmar.
I know. It's Warhammer Fantasy. That's the world that got blown up. Here's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We've talked about this before, and I'm curious what chat thinks. Every time they've brought back a race, with the exception of Skaven, they've kind of done a twist on the classic, right? So you have the High Elves are now like the 4 elements, right? You have like the Earth, Wind, Fire.
Yeah.
version of the High Elves. You also have Sea Elves. When you brought back the Empire, it was like a mixed race empire. So, like, what's the twist on Chaos Dwarves? That's what I want to know.
Well, I think they're going to lean more heavily into Hashut.
Yeah, and less on dwarves, maybe.
Well, no, I mean, I think dwarves will be there. One thing is we know that the dwarves have hobgoblins that work with them.
Yeah.
So I could see a mixed race, humans, hobgoblins, and dwarves.
Yes. And beastmen.
Maybe a minotaur, maybe like a minotaur or something. Yeah. I mean, they have that in Blood Bowl, right? They have a enslaved minotaur or whatever. So yeah, I could see them being a little mixed race, and I could see them leaning heavily on, like, probably no magic, all prayers. I'm thinking.
So the thing with Chaos Dwarves is that they had magic, unlike regular dwarves.
They are magic. They do have magic. Okay, maybe no prayers, all magic, or maybe both.
Maybe both.
So in conclusion,
Nothing.
no real insight from me.
I was having a conversation.
Here we go.
Oh, okay. Hey, everyone, shut up. All right, I can't hear it. Can you hear it, Zach?
Yeah.
I can't hear it. Oh, it's because of it's fine. As long as chat can hear it, that's fine. I can bring it up over here. Chat cannot hear it, Zach. I think you need to check. You need to check the box. And the when you do the cat window capture, you gotta hit the audio. Yeah, double click that.
Yeah.
Is the audio capture? There it is. I can hear it now. There we go. Click out of that ad, by the way.
Oh my god, so many boxes. There we go.
Get Super East chat out of here.
Oh, look, Stormcast.
I'm hearing it. Chat, are you hearing it? I can hear it now. Cody's saying still no sound. I can hear it. Cannot hear it. You do have the sound on that window capture?
I thought so. Let's try one more thing.
Yeah, just add a new screen.
My name's Nick, and yeah, you just see the new
right there should be a box. Capture audio.
Marks the beginning of a completely new edition.
Alright, so it's a new edition of Underworlds.
So great about Warhammer Underworlds anyway. It's a perfect combination of a board game, card game, and a
They aren't getting rid of the cards, though. That's kind of annoying.
any game on a table.
No sound still. Back to sound. So you are hearing it. No, we're not using Chrome as a default browser. What's wrong with you? You crazy? We don't have RAM like that. You got 64 gigabytes of RAM just for Chrome. It was working beforehand. We don't know what happened to it. It's like something crapped out. OBS just doesn't work sometimes. You can turn your desktop audio on. That might be the best way to do it, Zach.
Mm-hmm.
Way. Some warbands love smashing their opponent apart, while others prefer claiming treasure tokens. You might prefer your warband to be a combination of both, or maybe a warband with some sneaky tricks up their sleeves. We've defined these as strike, take and hold, flex, and finally mastery, meaning you can easily pick a warband that suits your style of play
There we
and
go.
a rival's deck to accompany it that you know will work great. The action moves to Emberguard, the city in the realm of Akshi, where the Skaven have brought up...
How is the sound?
...and are currently swarming the lands. But in the vast mines below Emberguard, huge quantities of Emberstone, the realm stone of Akshi, have been found, and warbands flock there to try...
Saying this is a little low. That's the only problem.
Our Stormcast Eternals sent to their mines under Emberguard to protect the Emberstone at all costs, while Zicket's Tunnel Pack are nefarious Skaven, desperate to get their clawed hands on as much Emberstone as they possibly can. Of course, more warbands will be on the way, so those mines are going to get pretty crowded. Oh, and one last thing. Speaking of warbands, if it's legal in organised play, you're going to be able to get it from Warhammer.com or your friendly local game store. It's as simple as that. So there we go. It's time for a new edition of a genuinely incredible game, and Warhammer Underworlds Emberguard is coming to a tabletop near you soon. This new edition of Warhammer Underworlds is here with the Emberguard box. Super exciting. I'm glad the cat's out of the bag on this one. It's been a long time coming. It looks great, doesn't it?
It does indeed. We've had so much fun playing it in the office. We've got a little scoreboard up on the wall. We can't get enough of it.
You've been winning most of your games, I seem to remember.
Well,
Now, of course, Warhammer Underworlds, if you've never played before, as the video just talked about, it's a fantastic game of cards and miniatures and board game combined. It's great for beginners and for veterans alike. This new Emberguard box is such a good place to dive in if you haven't already before, and if you're like me and you're a veteran player, it's a great place to just carry on your experience as well. Now, one of the best things about Underworlds, Alex, one of the best things, has always been the miniatures. Ever since the start, there's always been some great toy soldiers for Warhammer Underworlds, and this box is no exception. And up on the screen now, I think we've got your favourite warband.
we do indeed. So this is Zicket's Tunnel Pack. Now, one of the best things, as you said, is the...
Is that a warp grinder? I'm speaking with an echo.
Warbands between sort of like
I'm in the caves.
characters, and you can tell a story with each individual one. You're not looking at a big squad. So this is Zicket, and he seems to at one point lost one of his claws, but he's high enough ranking that he's probably bullied some warlock engineer to kind of fashion a
Really cool little hand.
My favourite in the warband is Ritak there on his kill wheel. So I can imagine him just tearing through the tunnels under Emberguard with that warp grinder in the front of it, just skewering everybody he comes across.
It's just so cool. And you know, I don't have to imagine it because you've done it to me multiple times on the table. My favourite warband are the Ember Watch, who are the Stormcast Eternals of the Vanguard Chamber, sent down to the mines to protect the Emberstone.
From who?
Here, everybody, especially you.
Is the Stormcast anyone's favorite? Nick, are you lying?
2 hero rocks and flowing hair. That's how you are a paragon of order. What a great miniature. It really is, and the whole warband's great. There we go, all three of us. Yurik on the left and for us on the right. And what's great about these warbands, if you're...
I'm stuck in the Underworld's caves.
Project. A few months here or there. You're not painting a whole army, that is good fun, but sometimes it's a little project, and these warbands provide a great chance to do that. You painted your Skaven warband, didn't you?
Indeed. So this is your opportunity
That's a
to
shame.
sort of collect wide as opposed to deep.
Exactly that. Hey, talking of going deep, what a great segue. This is the new setting for Warhammer Underworlds.
Is the Emberguard mines. Tell us more.
Yes, so Emberguard was one of the cities that was set up at the end of...
Yeah, you know what? Reclusians are really badass, actually. That's a good point, Matthew.
Mountain chain. You can see there that mountain range, and it's basically sat between Akshi And
Also, Zach is fixing it.
when the Vermin Doom happens,
So you're gonna have to deal with my annoying echo for
explosion,
a couple more
basically,
seconds.
it is now sat on the border of millions and millions of Skaven that are seeking to break through and get into action. Now, this city has been, well, let's not say abandoned, but it's certainly not in a good shape. And deep underground, you've got all the Emberstone mines. And unsurprisingly, the Skaven Emberstone is volatile, it's explosive, it's everything they love. And for the same reasons, I suspect we're going to see an
Is that
awful lot
any
of people
better?
coming in.
Yeah, there'll be a lot more ones for you, that's for sure. Now, the game at its heart is the same game it always was, but designed to take a real chance to sort of go back to basics and sort things out, clean things up, make the game a lot easier to learn as well. And one of the things they've done, which I really love, is they've actually defined the different play styles of the game. Now, previously, games would talk about aggressive warbands or flex warbands, that sort of thing. We've actually gone down to define the 4 different
Interesting.
It looks like they're still keeping the cards, which is, I guess, a good thing. Definitely keeps that accessibility up.
Yeah.
I think that's where some people were not maybe thrilled with the way that the card system worked last time, though. So hopefully it's been addressed. I'm not so familiar with Underworlds that I can really speak on it, but based on what we've been seeing, that's like not great. People weren't super thrilled with it, so. Oh.
Okay. Well, it looks like we're having some pretty severe audio issues here. Let's keep working on this. Folks, we appreciate your patience. Not sure if you guys can even hear me.
Can you guys hear Zach? Okay.
Okay.
Well, that's exciting. New edition of Underworlds. That's kind of what we were expecting. Zach, I'm going to message you.
Okay.
But that's exciting, I guess. I mean, again, Underworld's not really for me, but new models look like a good deal. I was pretty cool that they're talking about the rules being free, is what it sounded like. Oh.
There we go. Sorry about that. Oh, Hatchimals. Oh, how fun.
Now, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm here for.
That's,
This is the reveal that they...
you guys.
Hatchimals live mystery hatch. Each sold separately. Who will you hatch?
Oh, man, more ads. What a bummer.
They said they have audio now, though.
Oh, good. Okay. Yeah, I had to do a refresh, which unfortunately means we had to watch these ads. Hatchimals, though, pretty good, I think. At least. Okay.
Alright. Are we good now? Are we
We've
fixed?
seen the Skaven battle tone dropping, the Stormcast turns
Give us a
away.
thumbs up if everything's
This is the
fixed
third
now.
battle tone slaves to darkness, and leading the way
Yep.
is that fantastic new miniature we've just seen.
Okay.
There.
That's
Tell me
it.
more.
Thank God.
We've not
See,
mentioned
it's a good thing they started with
we have a
Underworlds.
little bit, but it is Warhammer Day.
Happy Warhammer Day.
Sorry about that, folks.
And as part of Warhammer Day,
believe it or
we
not,
usually
it
have
was
a
mostly a
commemorative
refresh
miniature,
that
and this
fixed that.
year's is Sarketh.
They really
Reign
wanted
of
us to
Lord.
watch ads.
So he's a
Hatchimals.
Chaos Sorcerer Lord, and these guys are obsessed with power, particularly arcane power.
Alright, so we got this new Chaos Sorcerer Lord, not on a mount.
Not on
Things
a
from the
mount.
realms of chaos. They'll grab
Guys,
whatever
all you need to do is put 'em on a
artifact
horse.
or not that may be about, and Zarketh really embodies this beautifully.
What have I
He's got
done to deserve
everything
this?
From bones, there's a femur there at his side, he's got scrolls, he's got a book that's on fire, and he's got a staff with a skull in the center.
I don't think this is Darkoath. I think this is just a regular guy. Yeah, they
Green
revealed...
with unnatural energy. I love it. He is going to be available very, very soon. Pre-order on the 5th and in different areas in the world it might be different, but do please check Warhammer Community
Yeah.
website for details there.
I'm kind of with Elijah on this
Now,
one.
Alex, normally when we
It's
think
fine.
about Slaves to Darkness, we think about the battle-plated Chaos Warriors.
big
I don't know.
Charlie
Yeah,
armors.
yeah, exactly.
I don't hate
But
it.
There's something really interesting
But
about
it's not
this new
exactly
Slaves to
inspired
Darkness.
or anything.
We're going to expand our breadth of knowledge of the Slaves
Can we
to
get back to the
Darkness.
Hatchimals,
Coming
please?
here, First up, this is
Yeah.
Darkoath
I wanted
Raiders
to learn more about
Spearhead
Hatchimals.
that's coming alongside the book, which is great. Don't worry, Spearhead fans, the original Blood Legion is still legal and good to use. This is an extra Spearhead you can use as well, which is really cool.
Oh, extra
For the quick
Spearhead.
and
Interesting.
speedy warriors, you can see you've got plenty of the Ravagers on the left and the Marauders on the right, and the
No
Raiders
Iron
back
Jaw
as
Spearhead,
well.
but a second
They are
Slaves to
just
Darkness
a
one.
proper horde of Marauders coming across the table.
I love there's a little bit of background for the Fell Riders.
Settle for a
These are
Hell yes, I would
nomadic
settle for a
individuals,
Centaur Sorcerer.
where food is not always easy to acquire. So whenever they've stopped and they have a bit of a feed, they'll eat anything, including the dead. But the savages, they've gone a little bit obsessed with fulfilling their oaths, and so they've kind of started to head down their path to glory a little bit.
That's quite cool.
So, speaking of oaths, there is an interesting oath mechanic.
Yeah,
for this.
there is. In Spearhead, these guys can use oaths like they do, like Warcry or Underworlds before. They can use oaths and.
I appreciate this
declare
Ken
battle
Burns
tactics as
effect.
oaths.
I was
doing
about
this
to
little
say,
back and
I'm
forth.
not the
Or they
biggest
can also
fan
use
of
the
this.
command on the same card, which is a really
You
cool
don't
little
know what
mechanic.
they were thinking.
But there we go. And also, for Spearhead fans, just about everything you can see.
Yeah,
in front of you has
their
the
Twitch chat is
word.
brutal.
It all comes back all the time. Oh, you love it. But that's not the
People are like,
only thing that's
next,
coming alongside
next,
these.
move on to the
Of
next
course,
thing.
there's another new minute 2. Check this guy
Twitch
out.
is mean, man.
This is another Chaos Sorcerer.
Oh,
Award.
okay, what's this guy?
Now this one comes with a head option and an option to swap out the top.
Another
of the
Chaos Sorcerer.
staff there. So if
This
you
one's
want
cool, though.
multiple of them. Yeah, you've got plenty of options.
It's such a cool mod. I love
All right,
it
I'm here for this.
so
This
much.
guy's cool.
It's proper weird and eerie.
For me, it's
He's
the
not on a
Runes of the
horse.
Sword.
Yeah.
Not on a horse. They can't fucking figure that out.
What is nice is that we've seen the Skaven book come out already, and it's just nice to see that this book.
So,
sort of
okay, so someone's asking if it's a
confirms
Darkoath
this is
Sorcerer. I
format
think
of
it comes in the
battle
Darkoath box, but I don't think it
Tell
is
us about what we're gonna
Darkoath
see.
specific.
So the book contains
Or-
everything.
I think that was just a
you
regular
expect.
sorcerer.
You know, you've got
Not in the
rules
Met
and background,
Spearhead box.
But the way it's been put together, the way the narrative has been crafted, it just flows.
That's fine. That's a
really
fine.
well.
That's okay. I'm not.
Short
It's not the best
stories,
cover
lots
I've ever
of
seen, but it's fine.
Artwork, everything comes together to make it just genuinely a really nice book to read.
It sounds like it's much like really good, gonna be good fun to get into and just keep reading and reading and reading. If normally you play the games and you might not read a lot, you really want to start doing it in this book particularly.
I love this art.
That's it, we've seen it before, as you said,
Just
the
choking
Skaven
that
Battle Tome,
Stormcast.
and we will see it with the Stormcast, and even in the Age of Sigmar.
That's a pretty gentle
Of course,
choke.
Yeah, I didn't notice he was choking at first. He was choking someone. But I guess you can't see the facial
There he
expression.
is.
Yeah.
Casting a spell.
Yeah.
I like the fact that you talked about before that the lore is told from a certain point of view in this book.
Yes, so we've got certain characters that are basically going to be giving you the on-the-ground kind of reporting, as it were.
I like.
So for the Slaves to Darkness, we've got Gunnerbrand and the Brands. And that's his
Leave it
story.
down this.
And we've
Oh,
seen
mine
these
froze.
in Monsters on Warhammer
That's
Plus.
my Twitch stream.
They've got models, they've got a book, in fact. And basically, by using these characters,
Gunnerbrand
they
is
give
cool.
you kind of that personal touch to the story. So the Darkoath themselves, as we've said, they're not the big armoured chaps. These are the guys that they're the descendants of those that were left behind when Sigmar retreated back through the gates into Azir, and they just had to do whatever they had to do to survive. And they make up
Yeah, these guys
the vast
suck.
majority of the worshippers of the Ruinous Powers.
It's
The
so cool
Darkoath?
to see that variety.
Yeah,
added to
that's-
the book.
he said these
And in
guys are the
fact,
big armored
as
guys.
before in other battle tomes as well. In terms of gameplay too, it really speaks toward that narrative as well.
Oh, that guy's about
As
to
in
get his
fact,
shit
one of the
rocked.
battle formations
Yeah,
in the
that
game
doesn't look
for
good.
your Age of Sigmar games is Darkoath board, where if you take an army of Darkoath, they can just keep coming back and keep coming back all the time, which is great.
Goodbye.
Other really cool mechanics in the book as well for
Don't
gamers.
pan back up, don't
You
pan
can
back up, don't
pledge
pan
your
back up. Okay,
dark,
good.
the dark
No!
modes during the game and game bonuses as they go. If you're a
been
narrative
watching
player,
Ken
there's
Burns'
3
Civil War
Path to Glory
documentary.
campaigns in there to pledge your oaths to the Dark Gods. And there's an Army of Renown in here as well, which you're really excited about.
I am indeed. So this is Bellacor's Legion of the First Prince.
Hey, there we go.
Slaves to Darkness. They're not one big
Belly
monolithic
core.
faction. In theory, Archaon is in charge of everybody, but Be'lakor's got his own dealings going on, his own machinations. And so if you want to play a Slaves to Darkness army that's just a little bit different, Be'lakor's Legion of the First Prince.
I'm building Be'lakor right now.
You can take Legionnaires, the Centurions, you can take lots of demons as well. It's very cool.
It's even got its own enhancements, spell, manifestation, or battle traits. Everything. It's just so cool.
Centurion.
Something else.
Can you imagine if they made a Centurion a sorcerer?
One of
the Centurion Marshal a sorcerer?
It's called God-marked Ascendant, and this essentially allows you to use the amazing Demon Prince miniature in any of the 4 armies you can see on the left there. So the Blades of Khorne, the Subs of Tzeentch, Magikin of Nurgle, Head Knights of Slaanesh can all have access to that Demon Prince to use in their army.
That's it, and you can see there the God-marked Legion.
Okay, interesting.
He will give him their keyword, and he can gain all the buffs from that army.
That's so cool. Now, I've never been much of one for Chaos before. I can feel myself being overcome by the dark.
Oh, interesting.
That's it. The kit comes with so many options. You know, you can make him Khorne flavoured or Slaaneshi flavoured, etc. And this is the perfect opportunity to put him in those armies.
Frankly, it's fun an excuse to put a great model in your army, not what Warhammer's all about.
I wonder if you get the 5 of Ward if you bring him in Nurgle. That'd be cool.
Coming very, very soon for Warhammer Age of Sigmar. But now it's time to take a look at some big boxes that are on the way soon.
Big boxes.
All right. Sorry, my Twitch is slightly behind, so I'm gonna rewatch the Hatchimals.
Oh, I'm jealous.
All right, so we got some Dark Angels. Whoa. Okay, what are these? So big boxes, not Christmas box sets, though. Interesting. Oh, but new Battle Force box. Okay.
Now, God. Oh look, Iron Jaws. Sylvaneth.
So there we go. 'Tis the season
they are
for Battle
Christmas
Forces,
box
of
sets.
course, and this year is no exception. Some fantastic Battle Forces coming our way in the holiday season. You know what?
Oh wait, that's perfect for me.
Now, as always, the Battle Forces are a great way to start collecting your army. It's a given, right? Yeah. And they're a great thing to have for a holiday gift, or even to treat yourself over the holiday period.
For me.
For you,
yes.
You get me one.
Can we talk about no Lewis?
but what's also good
where's
here as well,
Lewis?
Where's Lewis? Where's Matt
going
Rose?
alongside the
I like
these
guys,
or the
but
spearheads. There's not going to be too much sort of
what have you done with
duplication,
Lewis?
so that you can have a nice big army if you get both boxes. And furthermore, they've all been designed in such a way that they represent a specific detachment or battle formation in either 40k or AOS, which is really clever.
Very graphic.
So let's go through and see. I know they
that is actually
let's have a really
clever.
good look at each one. Starting off with, I think, your favourite.
Indeed, so this is the Tau Retaliation Cadre. Now, one of my favourite aspects of Tau, and I think a lot of people's favourite aspects of Tau, are the battle suits. This gives you a Riptide, a Broadside, a Ghostkeel, and a Commander.
Where's my Vespid fucking
battle suits?
detachment?
So much firepower.
Vespid detachment?
Just the coolest models. I'd really think the Ghostkeel is one of my favourite models in 40k. They just look great, don't they? And the Retaliation Cadre is itself a detachment in 40k, all about taking battle suits. Perfect. They make your guns.
This is
super
not a
powerful.
very
You
big
know,
box.
you're
Is this
away
all that's in
with
this
even more
box?
reason before.
I mean, it's got not a Storm Surge. What's that big model there?
Next, we've got the
Riptide.
Necrons.
Riptide.
This looks more like a force right
In the middle there
here.
we have the Catan, the Shard of the Catan, the
This
Wardragon
Necron
Mill,
one.
of course.
Yeah.
You've
The
noticed that
Tau
there's
one
quite
looks
a
like you're
theme
buying
here.
4
Yes,
battle
so
suits.
for many of these
Like
boxes, you'll see
that is
there's
what
a
it is.
Focal point, a single miniature. You know, it might be a large miniature or a HQ. But this one, obviously, with the Void Dragon, and it is an amazing miniature.
Yeah, it really is.
And just it's sat there in the middle of it, it really draws you in.
It makes a perfect box to be a gift. It's kind of like a model you might not buy yourself, but someone's
Yes.
bought for you. It's just really, really cool. The Hypercrypt Legion itself is a detachment. Again, it allows you to phase your models out in the middle of the game and to zip them around all over the place, which is really cool. Very Necron, and that's just a great box set. Up next, we've got the Adeptus Sororitas.
Sororitas.
Here we have the Penitent Crusader host, and the Penitent host in
All right.
Makes
Am
them
I-
all faster, stronger, hit harder.
Am I crazy?
and all
Are
the
these
things you don't
Battle
want
Force
hitting you,
boxes
like those Arco Flash
smaller than they
and all
normally
those
are?
engines?
I mean, like I said, the
a bit
Tau one is
terrifying, really.
the Tau one was
You mentioned as well that he's worked
a
really
Ghost
well
Keel,
with
a
the
Riptide,
combat trolls, and this one in particular.
a Crisis Commander, and a
the two
Broadside,
merge
and
beautifully
8
for your
drones.
full
That's
Nice big army there.
That's not a
definitely,
force.
yeah.
That's
grab
4
hold of that
battle
one.
suits.
Then we've got some big stompy war machines. It's the Imperial Knights
Yep.
coming in with a
This is
Battle
kind of
Strike
interesting.
Lance.
There's more models.
Wait.
There's pretty much more models in this one than there is in the
Digital
Tau one.
Hogrins,
The Knights Hood.
as a paladin or an errant.
Look,
and
you
I
get 5
suspect this is a
things.
bit of kind of mental maths here.
Yeah,
If Knights had drones, this box would definitely be.
I think that's a full army.
that's a great shout.
Mhm.
Yeah, it'd be a wonderful way to start your force and complete it pretty much at the same time. Up next, we've got the Dark Angels. This is the Inner Circle Task Force. And talking of centerpiece miniatures,
This looks
is
good.
there anything much better than a Primarch? There's the lion
This
right
seems-
there.
this seems like a decent
leading the
box.
way,
Yeah.
surrounded by his Deathwing, and it just looks great.
Yeah. The Lion, notably the only person important enough to have 2 Watchers in the Dark with
That's an
him.
important lore fact. Yeah, the Deathwing Task Force, the Inner Circle Task Force,
Yeah,
is
exactly,
indeed a
tactile
detachment
son.
from the Dark Angel Codex. It lets you sort of have loads of great enhancements and strats for Deathwing.
Yeah, that's a solid
also
box.
nominate an objective and blow enemies away that are nearby to it, which is cool. So there we go, it's the 40k ones. Let's take a look at the Cities of Sigmar battle forces. And up first, we've got the Founding Foray from the
This is
Cities
good.
of Sigmar there.
This is a good box.
And yeah, this
Especially
is,
as they continue to
really-
pan
this is
right.
Another great box set. And you know, I was talking about the fact that that goes alongside the Spearhead. Well, this is ideal.
Yeah, this is a
because the
great
Spearhead's
box.
This
got
is a
your
very good box.
Steel helms.
I
and
hope
a
they
cannon.
pan left
This
again
has
so I
got
can
your
see the
Fusiliers
stuff all the way over
and a
there.
cannon.
I missed it.
Right, exactly. And
Wait,
if
what
you've got
wizard is
both,
that?
you
I've never
have,
seen that before.
Great army. This has got the Fusilier
Oh,
Major at the
he's
back,
not
got
a
the
wizard.
Ogre
He's
Hulker there at
from
the
the
back. Got the
Command Corps
at the front,
box.
and more
The Command
Cavaliers as
Corps
well.
unit.
It's just
Okay.
Pan left a little
images
bit
they
here,
are
I can
so beautiful.
see some stuff again.
And another Marshal there as well. Yeah, it's
That's
just
a
it's
good
a great
box.
all-round box set, that one.
It's only
And
missing
you can
steel
use it
helms.
as
That
your
and
Iron
a box,
World
a
Guild
steel-
army.
2 boxes of steel
if you want
helms.
all your shooting
You pretty
weapons,
much have
which
an
has loads
army.
of those. Or your Bulwark Zone.
Yeah, I was gonna say this seems like
battle
a
formation.
pretty well filled
Fortify
out
your army before the
army
game
compared to the
begins,
other
and
ones.
then
Like this
come
feels like a
in.
lot of points.
Up next, an army that would never be dug in. It's the Auric War Clans and the Wrecker Mob box. Oh man, that looks big and angry, and I love it.
This is another clear example of like a big focal point miniature there with that Morgrunter. You know, you can build it in a couple of different ways.
It looks
and that's another thing
fine.
with these boxes.
I mean, it looks like a good amount of points. Although I don't know why
Yeah, those Ravagers.
they're focusing so much on the unarmored orcs. I feel like I don't know why I would take those in a list.
They can be built 2 different ways, so you could build them.
Boxes and
Yeah. Well, there's 2 unarmored orcs, and it's like I wouldn't take
Oh,
either
that's
of them.
right.
If you've seen the Auric War Clan cards,
Well, they
hit
have
like a
armored
train.
pants.
They really do. So they're great
yeah.
stuff. Up next, I think the one you got your beady undead eye on, Alex. It's
I
the
do
Flesh Eater
indeed.
Corpse Charnel Guard Jury. Tell me about these guys.
So no
There's a lot
Soul
of,
Blight.
There's more Beg Knights in
That's
the back.
it. You get 6 more big knights here. and as
but
you
we do
said,
get some
if you
flesh
get rid of the spearhead,
reports.
That's 9.
That's scary.
Yep. So the centerpiece of this
6
is Crown Justice
horror
Formate.
slash flayers,
He's
6 Morbeg
few
Knights,
flesh eaters that has a little
Crypt
bit of sense.
Guard, and the
He's able to
Justice.
see
It's,
things
it's
as they
okay.
are.
It's not bad.
However, that means
It's
that
not. It's a little. Yeah, it's
he
a
has
little
to
weird,
kind
but
of
I mean,
dial it
points
up a
wise,
little
it's
bit.
also
It's
quite
not
good still,
defender.
right? Like that's
Hence his
not nothing.
intestinal wig.
Yeah, sure. When the only guy in your army that's got the sanity is the guy wearing the guts for a wig, you've got problems. Really cool box set, that one. I'm terrified of it. The last one we
Rangers
have
are really
here
good. Are
is
they?
the Magic
gonna look
King
them
of
up.
Nurgle. This is the Shudderblight Cyst. And that is an absolutely beautiful box of miniatures. You've got the Rockbringers on the left at the front. The stunning.
Oh, this is
Harbinger
very
of
good.
Decay
This is
in
very
the centre,
thematic. Nice.
and
It's all
the
mortals.
Plague
This is
Lords at the
cool.
back as well. What
I
a great,
don't know about
great
this.
box that is.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know how good it is, but thematically I love it.
Thematically.
You get the Rotmeyer Creed, you get some thematically great.
Kind of centerpiece or put it on the mantelpiece kind of one.
Yeah, it's
I
good.
reckon
That's a
we'll
good
see it for
box.
you right now over at Essen, a Golden Demon. I reckon we'll see it for you.
Very true.
Now, this worked really well with the Affliction Cyst battle formation, so that your Blight Lords, those guys flying on huge rock flies, can just be picked up and put down somewhere else in the battle to really cause your opponent problems.
They're already terrifying.
Just a great box. Yeah, and again, ideal alongside the Spearhead, which is full of
All
plague
right,
barriers.
Cody, what did you say? You said Rangers are really
There
good.
we go. That's
The
the
Rangers
battle
are good.
forces that are coming very
Are
shortly for the
they?
holiday
I must have
period.
missed.
They are
I must have
the
just
last
looked
class,
over
so
them. I was
hold one. Make sure you
leaning
get
more
as
into
soon
the
as you
brutes and stuff, who seem okay.
I think
Have a
they're.
look at
I
something
think
that no one knows
they're
about
good
yet.
too.
Right? Let's go.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Something else.
Oh, god damn it!
Why? What? What is this? Oh boy,
Officially.
this is gonna be good, guys. Hatchimals. It's just Warhammer Hatchimals.
Hatchimals! Okay.
Come on. What do you take us for?
Is he talking?
Yeah,
Without a doubt,
I
the
think
most
so. I think that
iconic
was him talking.
artifact weapon in the old world.
I mean, as soon as we knew we were working with Warhammer, this is the one that I wanted. Really to do, like, no questions asked. This was the one.
Galmaraz, the Skull Splitter. For us, this is Warhammer. If I picture
Yeah, this must be
Warhammer
Weta
in my head, I have
Workshop.
Galmaraz very present in there.
So this
Yeah.
one's the big one. What we then realized is that when you scale that up to life size,
They got that Total War
proportions
music
are not
going.
correct. I mean, it's
Yeah.
made for Mini to stand out.
It was really cool to kind of see the design team work through these problems iteratively over the course of a series of
Yeah,
sculpts
GW doesn't know what the
and,
fuck they're doing when they
models.
make these, so
Whilst
we
I'm
had to
not gonna
fix it.
claim to be any kind of living personified Smedden here, I've definitely put my heart and soul into this piece.
It's unbelievably important to the lore of the old world and to bring it to life in full scale in a way that cosplayers and LARPers can use. That's such
Is
an
Honestly,
It's just sort of Kane's Pride more.
honestly it's cool, but a Tyranid Hatchimal would have been better.
That's cool. I mean, yeah, it's cool.
It's cool, but I don't know.
I want to see him smash something with it.
I know, right? Here's the thing: once you get up into the age of 40, you don't buy stuff like this anymore because you can just clearly picture it at a yard sale.
So we've seen a lot of
Go.
Warhammer, but that is the Warhammer.
The Warhammer, the Warhammer that the game's named after.
Indeed.
Galmaraz, of course, the iconic weapon from both Warhammer the Old World and all
And
the way
Age of
through
Sigmar.
to Age
Yep.
of Sigmar, of course. Tell me why it's so important to Warhammer. Alan.
So this is the Warhammer that started it all off. So this is the hammer that Sigmar picked up after he came and saved Kurgan Ironbeard, the High King of the Dwarves. So originally it was made for them, but after he arrived and he picked it up and he slew a whole host of orcs and he saved the High King gifted it to him.
That's amazing. What a history. And now, after all of that, folks at home can own it themselves.
What's it made out
and have it
of?
on the mantelpiece at home.
That's it, or it's perfect for cosplay.
It's a
Exactly
3D
that.
printed.
Now, I saw the portrait
Oh.
of Gromril.
I don't know
This
if it
one
actually
is made
is.
of injected molded
It might be.
with a glass core, so it will sit on your mantelpiece and not fall through it. But yeah, it's going to be ideal for displaying or your cosplay, and we're going to have to get one in here shortly.
Well,
Yeah, Warhammer should have been
perfectly
called
for our arrangement of other
Bolt Gun
weapons.
or
Play
Chainsword,
right?
right? Chain
Wow,
Sword
can't wait for that to
40,000.
come. Let's have a quick talk about something else now. We're going to move on from a big Warhammer to very, very small Warhammer. Let's talk about Legion's Imperialis.
Ah, shit, here we go. Legion
Here
Imperialis.
we go.
Here
Okay.
we fucking go.
If
guys.
ever there was
Well,
time to
I've got
watch
you
some
on
more
camera, and I've got you
Hatchimals, this
You
is
are our
for
law
sure.
master. I wanted to ask you, who are the Mechanicum in Horus Heresy?
So the Mechanicum are the
God damn it, I
precursors
knew
to
it.
the Mechanicus that we see in the 40k.
The phone's just going to talk about the bots.
And basically, after the Treaty of Olympus Mons, where the Emperor basically united.
All right, let's see
Terra
what
and
let's see
Mars,
what
the
Twitch chat
Mechanicum
is
are the
saying.
faction that basically have they
Sigma.
provide the manufacturing base. The
40k is
weapons,
dead, I guess.
Ships, you name it. They have essentially
Krieg?
fueled the Great Crusade, and as these
I do love
expeditionary
these
forces
guys,
go out
these little
claiming
guys.
planets,
I do love
they
30k
claim various
Mechanicum,
forge
though.
worlds and stuff on the way. You know, as
Yeah,
you do.
Twitch
course
chat's
they do.
pretty funny.
Naturally.
When is
Now, we've,
AOS?
already
Buddy,
seen
we
the,
already finished
battlefield
AOS.
built on Warhammer Community
It was the
quite
fucking
recently.
sorcerers.
But I wanted to ask you while you're here.
That
These
was
are so
it.
exotic and cool. Tell me about these miniatures, man. What are they?
Oh, we've got a beautiful range for the Legio side.
So this is pretty cool. This is showing us what we might see for Big Heresy, though. Those jetpack guys, I don't think we've... There's a couple models we haven't seen in Big Heresy yet. I don't remember if it's those jetpack guys or the guys just to the left them.
We've had rules, we've had lore for them, but this is the first time we're getting a miniature.
Oh, super
So
exciting.
these are they've got jetpacks.
Yeah, the
So
jetpack
you
guys.
Just imagine that sort of Legio Cybernetica unit of that size just flying towards you.
Can you imagine if they put these in 40k?
In their boots. But let's have a look at some of the smaller miniatures, perhaps. There we go.
Those
Plenty
those
of
Phalanx
Tectrols,
guys are
Myrmidons
huge,
there in the
right?
middle,
Yeah,
or the
Cybernet.
Dominators.
They're a little bit smaller than... I think they're about
I love
Contemptor
the fact
Dreadnought
that
size, maybe a
they're
little
so
bit
detailed and look so
smaller?
No, the
It's
one,
customized as well,
the
so
guy who's
right.
buying
they-
with
Yeah,
the
so in all of
Yeah,
the
that thing's
battery
huge.
boxes,
Yeah, yeah.
That's a big
we've had
guy.
great variety.
Sorry, not Phalanx. I forget what
Particularly in
it's
this
called.
one, the
Anatar or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just absolutely fantastic. Have such a range.
Now, you're probably sat at home thinking, Games Workshop, we've already seen these. Why are you talking about Mechanicum? And the reason we are is because, well, the Mechanicum's just one half, right?
Yes. So these models can be used by the Mechanicum, but also the Dark Mechanicum.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
The Dark Mechanicum are essentially...
This is new. This is big.
The traitorous elements of the Mechanicum. So during the Horus Heresy...
Alright, so what we're seeing here is probably
half
going to
of the
be
legions with him,
what we see in big...
planets, some of the Imperial army.
30k, so this is actually huge.
He's a right scamp. He also caused a schism between certain elements of the Mechanicum.
Whoa, those are fucking sick.
He
those are
convinced a whole cadre of them, including
You can definitely see like the Venom Crawler, Proto-Venom Crawler, right?
Yeah,
How he
exactly.
did that is he offered them various prescribed technologies and access to things. And one of the things he did is he opened the gates of Moravec. And within there was...
Are we going to see this in 40k? This is the first time we've ever seen Dark Mechanical in models.
And
this is the first time we've seen in and out and a spin rotation as well.
Wow.
So it's no longer just the panning left to right up. Look at that, that's cool.
That's fucking cool.
That's cool, that's cool.
You can imagine it scuttling across
It's
the
chaos,
sands of
by the
Mars.
way. That's why they get the
It's
twisty,
great. So this is the
twisty
kind of thing
motion.
you can expect from the Dark Mechanicum Force.
I love it.
Now,
Indeed.
do they carry the same weapons that the Mechanicum carry?
To a degree, so the vast majority
This
will
thing's
be,
cool.
you know, relatively familiar to those who play the Mechanicum.
No, tactical thing. I like that. AdMech versus Dark Mech
Kill
Kill Team box. That'd be cool.
Bombard, because you can imagine that
Kill Team would be a great way to bring in Dark
with horrific
Mechanical.
weapons.
Yep.
So to have a prescribed weapon by the Imperium means that it must be.
Well, so this is fascinating because like this is the first time we're seeing like design for Dark Mechanicum though.
Well, I wanted to say it's
Right?
what's
So like this
really
is
exciting here is this is the first.
I mean,
time
I guess it's not that surprising
any
we
of
see like a
Games
more
Workshop games, I think,
buggy version.
You'll be able to play the Dark Mechanicum as a
of the
playable
Mechanicum,
faction
but
on the tabletop.
Indeed, you know, we've seen a few characters that kind of
they
lean
were
in that
like,
direction, but
all right,
as a
guys, we
full
just split off on the
faction,
Mechanicum. We
yes,
need more.
this is the first time
We need
really
more
exciting.
vehicles of
Now,
our
if you
own.
want
So
the
just take the
rules for
existing
these,
ideas and make them look more
and for the
evil.
Mechanicum,
Yeah.
you need to grab the Rise of the Dark Mechanicum.
Evil? Are we?
Inside here,
Why
we've
evil?
got
Wait,
all the things
wait,
we
why
expect.
evil?
So we've got
Wait,
loads of
what?
Law, we've got tools, you've got battle groups, plenty of beautiful models, and one of my favourite things, unsurprisingly, is the narrative of the fall of Magma City.
Yeah.
So if you're familiar with the
Feels
Mechanicum,
super exactly.
you've read
It
some of the
looks
Horus
very
Heresy books, you will
Vashtor.
have heard of this, Impluvial Maximus.
Yeah,
Maximus,
but make your
city
comments
that
shorter,
eventually gets
Soups,
destroyed
because if I
during
click
the
on my
Schism
key,
of
you
Mars,
can't see the
and
whole
this is
thing
the
then.
first time we see the Stalkers in action.
This is absolutely brilliant.
These are cool.
there
These
we
are
go.
great.
There's,
Like,
that's the
yeah,
first
they
Dark
have
Mechanicum we've seen.
I mean, they look
There's
a little bit
going
like
to
the
be
Necrons
more
in
coming,
that
of
one,
course,
too.
scuttling its way towards us. And if you want to see that, of course, keep your eye on the Warhammer Community website,
Indeed.
specifically on Heresy Thursdays, where more will be revealed in the future. Now, Alex,
Sorry, Heresy
that's
fan, big
all a bit
Heresy
grim
fans.
and dark and bleak. Should we have a look at something a bit
Some
more
Hatchimals.
lighthearted?
Yeah.
Prepare a feast in the field.
Oh boy.
Make a pie
Ratlings.
from compressed carb bars and
Ratling
fill it with
kill
a
team.
tin of
What is
Munitorum
this?
issued
Ratlings.
nutrient paste. Bake it on the exhaust of a Lehman Russ until it's piping hot.
It is Rattlings,
Sausages
isn't it?
are a
Yeah, it's
great
Rattlings.
snack when behind enemy lines.
Rattling
Cook 'em,
snipers.
Borrow a shovel from one of the Kriegers, ignore the heavy breathing, stick it over a fire, and give them a sizzle.
This is great.
Yay.
Special occasion, you could dunk them in a mug of gravy too. You should be able to find a chem-frozen bird
That is
in
a
the
great
officer's mess.
looking
Roast
chicken.
it, slather it with promethium gel, set it alight with a shot from your las gun, and run.
Unfortunately, it looks like
Remember,
it's just
too much
one
and it'll
model.
Be cremated. Too little, and you might.
Is it? Yeah, is this like a commemorative model thing?
Bon appetit.
Wait. Also,
This is a great model.
what?
What a cool
The
model.
first time we hear American
This is
accents.
provisionally prepared.
It's the
It's one of our
Rattlings.
commemorative models, and there's usually several of these.
All right, this is
throughout the
cool,
year.
but unfortunately, it's
This
just it's
is
just a
the holiday
commemorative
season.
model.
Yeah, not wrong. It makes me feel just happy and joyous looking at it. And it's just the coolest little model. A really nice little painting
Sure,
project,
Porter
perhaps
Cahill
for the
goes.
holidays. It's designed to be painted and enjoyed, really. But I've got questions, right? So we're
Best
in the
when
grim
not
darkness
used
of
on
the
the
far future,
tabletop.
Alex. These are Rattlings. How have they got themselves a lunchbox full of pies, chicken, and sausages?
So Rattlings are not typically trusted, and they're not greatly liked a lot of the time, so they're not usually provided with the tools that they need. However, that means that they've
Dude,
taken
look at the
upon themselves
bottle.
to acquire those.
With the liquid in it?
whilst you're
Holy
at it,
shit.
why
Good
not,
paint job,
raid
yeah.
the officer's mess.
Amazing.
Grab as much food as you can.
There's a major gone without his chicken dinner somewhere at some
He
point.
sat down somewhere, and some chef is about to get an unfortunate telling off.
It's just a great miniature. It's such good fun. And yeah, it's
More
gonna
of
be
this.
available over the holiday
Just
period,
weird
so
random
you can see
stuff.
what
Fun
lasts,
stuff
so
like this.
Get hold of that if you possibly can. Don't miss this one. It's going to be a great model to paint up.
That's great.
Hey, do you know what?
Yeah.
You like rattlings.
I like rattlings.
I like rattlings. Do you want to see some more rattlings?
Oh, here we go.
Oh, here we go.
They were just fucking with us.
Oh, synthwave. All right, cool. Kill team, rattlings. Okay.
Oh, so new tank buster, bunker buster.
Okay.
Over.
Someone called this out in chat. I can't remember who it was, but yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, this is
A
sick.
dog. They got a little pit bull. I mean, a little Frenchie.
Yeah, so you got the. Awesome.
This is a cool box.
Yeah.
Nice. Good. This is the best.
Okay, that is Kill
video
Team
too.
Brutal and Cunning, the new expansion for Kill Team coming real soon. Now, of course, here we are today, 5th of October, is the release date of Hivestorm. It's in the stores right now. I saw it in Warhammer just now. So if you're painting Kill Team, great. Thank you very much indeed. Carry on painting Kill Team. It's fantastic fun. And we want to see your models and your games with the hashtag new Kill Team. But if you're a big fan of Kill Team, and if you're not, why not? But you're going to love Brutal and Cunning, the new expansion, which comes with 2 brand new kill teams and some scenery as well. We've got to talk
like the rattlings are
First
great,
of all,
but
before we
this
talk about
orcs
the
are
insanely
sick.
cool miniatures, Alex,
Orcs are
tell me
cool.
where the action takes
The
place.
scenery is cool.
We are indeed. So we're in the undermuzzle, which is basically under the massive ballistas, in High Basilicus. And basically, so the orcs attempted to invade because who doesn't want a giant gun? And they
Big Dacket, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they landed on the moon and they were going to prepare a little invasion force. But
Dreadnoughty.
unsurprisingly, the Imperium went,
Catachan
"I don't think so,"
effing
and
rattlings.
blew up the
But now
moon.
give me Fulgrim
I think they're
already.
aiming for the
Yeah.
fleet, but actually get the
Can't-
moon. Still destroy
you
the
can't
fleet.
get it
though.
all, dude.
Yeah, never mind, that's
They're going to introduce Fulgrim into Kill Team. That's who's going to show up
He's his
first.
own kill team. Just
So
Fulgrim.
they've come down, and as any mech boy who's worth his dacker has basically decided that they're going to try and take this opportunity while everything's
I love
going
this
on Volkers
on the bottom
to,
right of the screen
basically
right
take
now.
control of the gun.
You can't see
if
the
there's an
rattling
orc
behind
invasion
that
taking
orc.
place, who better to send
But
out?
he doesn't look like he's
than the
about to
rattling
hurt him. He
snipers?
looks like
You
he's
know what I
about
mean?
to
It's the people I go to straight
nail
away.
him.
We've got to take a look at the
Hey,
miniatures in this box.
hey,
get it
It's the
out.
thing that
Stop
is-
that.
is blowing all my mind. We'll start with the orc faction first. This is the orc kill team, Razgor's Wreckers, who basically have brought all the rockets to the fight and like shooting them and blowing stuff up.
That is a rocket pistol, I just realized.
Heavily kind of like
Rocket
melee
pistol's
focused,
cool.
and the other half is range.
And rocket hammer.
But unfortunately, the melee side don't particularly like the
And
range
rocket
side, 'cause
squig.
they feel that these guys are taking all the glory shooting their rockets.
these are tank busters, which we've seen in 140,000 before. So if you're an orc player, you'll love to get your green hands on these as well. And they just love shooting rockets so much. They've actually got a rule in the game called tanked up, whereby if they shoot
Bricked
their
up.
rockets, they get to have an extra APL next turn. So they actually get literally hyped up by shooting at stuff, which is really cool. Should we take a look at some of the miniatures? Some of our favourites we picked out. This is the Wrecker Boss Knob, the most tooled up orc in the kill zone. He's about as tough as a space marine and twice as hard. And he's come
There's
tooled
lots
up
of
with
weird
all of his
innuendos, I think, that
kit.
they're...
He's even got a personal rocket
Twice
pistol,
as
which
hard.
He's really hard. And
He's
they're really...
twice as hard as a
He's really
space
ammo
marine.
as well, just for crumping heads when he runs out of rockets. He's great, this guy. The Wrecker Bomb Squigs
Better wreck ya.
are next up. Let's take a look at those.
Well, we saw in
there's
the
two of them.
He's going to wrap you from behind with back shots.
Orcs like to bring bomb squigs, but these guys the penchant for explosions have decided that they're going to bring 2.
I'm all about the guy on the right who's got the rocket strapped to his back, Alex. What happens when you fire a rocket and it's strapped to a squig's back?
Well, they are red.
Mommy, what happens to the squig when it gets to the
Dangerous
target?
weapon indeed. We've got the Breaker Boy Crusher to look at
This
here.
guy's fucking
This
cool.
guy's coming to battle armed with his Knuckle Busters, which not just smash enemies apart, but literally knock them off objectives and off the backsides of buildings and stuff. You can just literally push people away with them, which is great.
One of my favourite things about this kill team is just the size of the models and the armour in particular, because we've seen like
That's so cool.
mega armour and this kind of thing, but these guys have got this really kind
This
of
guy looks like a
visceral,
Blood Bowl player.
He does.
sort of feel to their armour.
Yeah.
They've hammered these plates in.
It's represented in the game as well by the fact that these orcs actually have a 4+ save, which is really nice. They're really, really tough. And the last one we've got to look at, Alex, I think it's probably most of our favourites here. This is the Breaker Boy Demolisher, who carries a devastating tank hammer, and you'll like to know that he's got 2 modes he can use it with. He can just hit you with it, or he can press the big red button and he hits you with it and the rocket explodes. Results may vary.
If you're an orc player and you're not pushing that button,
The helmet's
are you
cool.
really an
The
orc
fact
player?
that there's even an
Helmet's
option,
cool.
really.
Armor.
But
I really like the
it's-
style
what
of
a
armor
great
they've
looking
got.
model,
Like
they
it's
really
like
are such cool
it's like
miniatures.
heavy.
But let's move on
non-powered
to
armor. It's
the
really cool.
ones
It does sort of
that are
remind me
maybe
of Blood
taking a
Bowl,
spotlight
but like,
a little.
yeah,
The
I like it
Ratlings
though.
here are Herc's
Yeah.
Hunters, a all sniper team of Ratlings, special forces sent out, experts in long range warfare, not so good at close range warfare. We'll come on to that in a little bit.
Well, that sucks because we're
Just
playing
the
fucking kill
coolest
team.
Yeah, they have
Absolutely
one turn to not
bristling
die.
with character, loads of different hats, loads of different tops. As I said before, they're not usually given everything they need, so they've had to steal it from various places. You know, these are items of acquisition.
Of course.
You can see there on the right hand side, their fixer. So the Ratlings, then again, not trusted to even have their own officers.
Is he a coffee?
However, you do need
That's
somebody to guide everybody, to organise stuff. And,
I think it's a
So
French
I want-
bulldog. Yeah.
Fixer.
Yeah, it is a
managed
French
to
bulldog.
acquire himself some Cadian-looking armour there.
Yeah, sure. I definitely wasn't. He wasn't commissioned there. He's got some medals on his chest as well. I reckon they belong to him.
He's earned them.
He's earned them for sure. I love the fact he stood there with a cup of tea with his binoculars watching.
Oh,
from
sorry,
the back
tea,
corner of the
tea,
squad.
sorry.
He can direct the firepower of the rest of the squad, and if he shouts at something to die,
Does
from
he have
long
an
range,
eye patch?
it's
Is that
certainly gonna
Snake?
get a shot. The next
kinda
model we've
looks
got
like
here
Snake.
is
It
not
looks
just
like
my
Snake
favourite
from
pun
Metal Gear.
of the group, but also one of my favourite miniatures. This is the Big Shot. Look at this guy. Now, snipers in Kill Team are notoriously good at taking big guns, but this might be the biggest of them all. This gun is called a tank stopper rifle. And there ain't no tanks in Kill Team that we know of.
Hey, I don't
so
want to
it's
be
a bit overkill, but even
bummer,
a Space
but, like,
Marines are in
that's
trouble
just a
when they
las
get
gun.
shot by this thing. But that's not the best thing about the model.
That's just a
right?
las
No.
gun.
It's just a las. It's a strength 4 las gun.
It's a las gun on a
beautiful
bipod.
model. But this rifle has been, let's say,
Oh, he's got a
adjusted.
sandwich.
Significantly
Dude, I love
larger
this,
power pack
actually.
attached to it. But atop that power pack, due to the heat coming off it, he's conveniently heating up a
Oh, that's
tea,
amazing.
That's amazing.
grilled cheese sandwich.
Look, you got to have something
Nice.
to do in
That's
between reloads, right?
What?
Yeah.
That's
That's a great
awesome.
touch.
Grilled cheese sandwich.
Oh my god.
These great little
Does
detail
every
blocks
model
all
in
over
this
the
have
kill team
food
are
with
just
them?
fantastic. And right, let's move on to probably the star of the show.
Oh yes.
This is everyone's favourite boyo. This is the Rattling Battle Mutt.
Oh, he's such a grumpy boy.
The most determined of Canids there ever was. If you see that stare, you just need to run away across the kill zone, don't you? What a cool
That's it.
looking model.
No, he's got a.
Does he also have a bomb
doesn't he?
attached
He
to
has.
him?
Now, I mentioned before that the Rattlings are quite long-range specialists and not quite good at close range. Now, they've actually got a faction rule called Scarper, whereas if the enemy come towards you, they can just run away. Imagine a Night Lord or Mandrakes coming towards these little Rattlings
So
while
I was
they're eating a
actually
grilled cheese and having a cup
kind
of tea.
of to what they're
They don't wanna
talking
be there.
about. I was
They run
wondering,
away. And the
You know, in
Battle
Blood
Mutt
Bowl
has
you
got an
have
extra
the
special rule there
Snarling
where he
team and the
shouts
Goblin
barks
team, and
a
like,
warning
okay, these are
sign,
like actually
and
just
all the
worse
Rattlings around him
teams.
just scarf
Yeah.
up with their shadows
Like,
and get out of the
We
danger.
acknowledge that
He's
these
a good
teams are
little
just
boy that
worse.
saves the
I wonder
rest
if
of the
they
team.
if they
What a
do
hero.
that with Kill Team. I
Absolutely.
think Kill Team's maybe a little more serious.
Absolutely brilliant.
They probably wouldn't
So
do
there's
stuff like
not
that.
just
Yeah,
one
I
kill
don't
team
know.
box. Those two kill teams
Maybe
are
they should,
brilliant, but
though.
it also comes with that
Yeah,
really cool
just
scene
have
before
teams
as
that
well.
are just
This
kind
is
of
like
like
a
goofy
bunker
teams.
that
Yeah, if
comes
you
with,
acknowledge
with
it, I
one
think
cunning,
it opens
which
it up
is
for
a great
people to
scene
be like,
piece for
oh,
your
okay.
Kill Team collection,
Like,
but
yeah.
also for your 40k collection. And there's a specific game style in there as well, Alex, that lets you have bunker style missions where one kill team
first
is
of all,
defending
rule
the
number one,
bunker,
don't stick
and
your
one
barrel
kill
out the
team is
window.
designed to smash through the walls. Now, can you guess which in the box
You
is
fool.
designed for which?
I'm going to guess that the orcs are going to make the calm and sensible decision to defend. No, they're going to destroy it.
Smashing the walls down for sure.
Yeah, new terrain,
There we
looks
go.
like.
That is Kill Team Brutal and Cunning, which is coming very soon. Now, speaking of Kill Team and Rattlings, Remember that model we showed you earlier on?
Yes, provisionally prepared.
That's the one.
Yes.
What's exciting here is the designers for Kill Team have actually written a special mission for that miniature here for your games of Kill Team.
That's cool.
Where these two are trying to steal the food and lunch packs in the middle of the kill zone while a battle rages on around them. So if you wanted a gaming reason to buy that miniature, there's another one on top as well.
Stupid fun stuff like that is great. Definitely more of that.
Right. On to something else.
Here we go.
Crimson Fist, Black
40K
Temple.
stuff.
Animation stuff looks like. So Deathwatch animation. Wait, what?
Bandai.
Huh?
Man.
What?
Oh, it's on Warhammer TV.
That looks great.
That is amazing.
Wait, Warhammer TV, but then
And
Bandai.
if you like what you've just seen, at the end of the stream, you can go on warhammertv.com and you can see the entirety of the short.
I'll be doing that straight away after this for sure. Right. Do you know what? I think that might be everything we've got to show. It has been a seriously wonderful stream. We've seen some fantastic stuff. Take us through what we've seen again.
So we've seen Warhammer Underworlds.
Yep.
We've been to the Mortal Realms.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. So it's probably time
forces.
figures because they do a bunch of
we've seen
figures.
Kill Team, the end there.
That's
and
right.
Legions Imperialis.
Of course, not to mention we saw Galmaraz
Yes.
itself actually being forged, and of course all those cool toys in between as well. It's just been a wonderful
we
set
talked about
of
AOS or whatever.
reviews. Thank you so much, and thank you all for watching as well and joining us on Warhammer Day. I really do hope you've been painting along perhaps while you've been watching. You're going to go home and paint some of those Kill Team miniatures?
I think so.
I've got Zicket's tunnel pack on my painting desk waiting to be
40K gets
quite
skipped.
soon. And of course, if you want to see more of the stuff you've just seen, and you want
what
to
do they
find
type up
out
for
more
40K?
about what you've seen, there's more
I think you
pictures
just saw
and
it,
way more
guys.
information as well right now over on the Warhammer Community website. So head over there. The next preview, Alex, the next preview is going to be in November.
Oh, wow. So
when we're heading to the World Championships and the Grand Narrative from America,
Indeed.
there will be a preview coming there as well. So do make sure you're watching out for that one. But that's all from us for now. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you everyone in the chat. Notley, Raph, thank you so much.
Let's see Twitch
It's been a
chat.
pleasure, sir. And we'll see you guys next time.
Okay. All right. So what?
My wife's son will hear about this.
So,
here we go. Yay! There you go. There's your EC coming 2025.
There you go. There you go. So what do we think? What's the verdict here, Saray?
The rattlings were the coolest thing they showed.
Yeah.
So we talked about it in the beginning. We talked about how with Kill Team they can kind of go wild, and they should. I think this rattling, and honestly the Orc Team is just. I think it shows that they're going in the right direction with Kill Team. Wild, weird, crazy stuff. I think that's about it, though. The AOS stuff felt fine. I mean, one of the two sorcerers they showed today was pretty cool. Interesting to see that they're talking about Spearhead having multiple factions. Factions having multiple boxes. Kind of an interesting thing.
Yeah.
The battle boxes looked fine.
They're fine. The Iron Jaws one, if you're getting into Iron Jaws, is cool, I guess. But I'm not sure I otherwise saw much in here I was too excited about. If you're a Rattlings fan, you're very excited right now. And that's not a joke. That's not a joke. Like, I was excited when the Vespid stuff came out, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think the Kill Team stuff shows that they're going in a direction that I like with Kill Team. I think that's the main takeaway. Even if you don't like either of those teams, I think just the fact that they're doing a weird rattling team is like fun. I think the commemorative model is also interesting in that it shows that they're willing to just do weird one-off things. Like, this is not tied to Warhammer Plus. This isn't tied to the Grot Christmas thing that they do every year. This is just a one-off random thing that they're doing, which is cool. Again, maybe not the most exciting actual previews, but it's cool to see where they're going. Oh, also Dark Mechanicum. That was awesome.
That was cool.
I mean, we didn't get to see very much, but
yeah, for us, heavily focused on AOS right now, it was kind of meh. I think people who are mainly playing 40K are probably feeling meh. But if you're playing any of the specialists, many of these specialist games got some nice little previews here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see what November holds for us. The Slaves to Darkness thing, I don't think I quite get it. It's more foot sorcerers? Like, is that what we want?
Don't need them.
Yeah,
no, it's not. It's not what we want. And we don't need it either.
Yeah,
it feels like a missed opportunity. I think it kind of leads credence to the idea that Manticore Sorcerer probably is going away, probably is going to Old World. I don't know if we'll get a replacement. That's what's kind of a bummer. I sent you a thing in this chat, I think, on the side. That is, I think, probably the most exciting thing for the show. But I think weirdly, I think the Dark Mechanic was actually what I'm most excited for. We didn't get to see very much, but I'm hoping that expands out to 40K. Because I'm pretty, like I said, this is like the first time we've seen anything official, right? I think we've seen that is fully dark mech, and that's kind of maybe a bigger deal.
I guess other than Vashtor, right?
He's not technically Dark Mechanicum though. So
that's true. That's true. Yeah, cool. Let me do a couple housekeeping stuff while we've still got people here real quick. If you are in our Discord, first of all, if you're not in our Discord, join our Discord. There is a vote going on right now in the game system channel. We have a couple of Blood Bowl votes for you guys. Keep in mind tomorrow, so no AOS game in the next 6 minutes. We wanted to focus on this instead. Tomorrow at 10 a.m., Meg and I will be here streaming hobby stuff, working on some Lumineth actually. And tomorrow at 2 p.m., our Blood Bowl game, our second Blood Bowl game, you can see John playing a friend of the show, Bryce. Wood Elves versus Lizardmen at Blood Bowl. So please be there. And then Monday, we have an AOS game. John will be back playing Flesh Eater Courts against Saray's Caradron Overlords, making their channel debut. I'll be producing that game. It's going to be a lot of fun. New army. We have new Stormcast in the pipeline as well showing up, so be on the lookout for that. For AOS games, we haven't had the Stormcast on the channel for a little while. We've been adding to it. We just added some of the new box, Scaventide, and we added a unit of Questor Soulsworn, and also Stardrake is on his way. Yep. He's assembled. Everything else fully painted, so we're excited to get them on the table. Let's see. That's the up and coming for us. What can you think of, Saray? Have I missed anything? Anything else we want to say about the preview? How'd you feel about it overall? Lots of people saying kind of lackluster.
I'd say it was like a 7. I think
7. Yeah.
It was. It could have been worse. It was a lot better than the last one. The last one was terrible.
Yeah.
So I think this was definitely an improvement. I mean, I guess I don't know what you're expecting to see. Like, what makes a 10 out of 10? Like, a 10 out of 10 would have been Chaos Dwarves and Emperor's Children and Fulgrim and a new Tau race. Like, you know, that's what a 10 out of 10 looks like.
What is a 10 out of 10? Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, a 7, it was fine. It was about what I expected. I'm kind of bummed that they spent so much time on the Battle Force boxes. Like, that could have been a Warhammer community article. Like, who cares? Yeah, this was the real star of the show, though.
Yeah.
The Hatchimals on the.
I'm gonna click the for adults one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone, but hold on your butts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's some interesting things with the way that they're packaging the Battle Force boxes, which is interesting. But again, that did that need to be in the preview? I don't know. Tyranid Hatchimals, though, that's good stuff. Are these reusable? Put it on the Amazon wish list. It's like the scene out of Jurassic Park. You get to relive it all over again.
It's the all-new Hatchimals Alive Mystery Hatch. Only you can love it to life for so many ways to play. Flutter, talk, I love you, dance and more.
You know
There's so much to do with your
our concurrent viewers was dropping because the stream ended, but it's really
Hatchimals
it's
alive,
back
Mystery
up.
Hatch. Each soul separately. Who
want
will you hatch?
People want Hatchimals. Honestly, Hatchimals kind of terrifying if I'm honest.
This is Dark Mechanicum.
This is Dark Mechanicum. Okay, hey, we did it. We got to see. We got to. we got to see what GW's up to. We got to see some Hatchimals. I think we did it. Do we have anything else to go over before we close out for today?
No, I don't think so.
If you're in our Discord, I think there's a high likelihood Meg and I will be doing some hobby hanging today. Join, come say hi, dip in. You can keep your camera turned off. You can just say hi. You can keep your audio turned off and just say hi in chat. We're always excited to have new people in there.
Like the stream before you leave.
Like the stream before you leave. Give us a sub. We will see you Monday night if you're a member. Well, tomorrow for Hobby Hang, or Hobby Show, and Blood Bowl. Monday for AOS if you're a member. If you're not a member, $4 gets you in the door. It's actually one of the lowest price memberships in the Warhammer YouTube world. So, hey, did we do it?
We did it.
All right. Thanks, everybody. We will see you tomorrow. Bye, folks.